Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to take this time to just kind of tell you that what you're about to see in this video may tick you off. And I think probably PC gamers in general, I'm going to get a lot of negative comments about this video from them. But before we get into the video, and before I get into what I want to talk about, is I just want to let all of you guys know, PC gamers included, like, this is not about PC gamers. It's just not. And until these attitudes can change, then nothing in the video game industry will change or get better. Like, we're all gamers. So when there's a delay of content, when you have a game like Call of the Wild and they claim that they're trying to put out content simultaneously on all platforms, and then they repeatedly don't. Like, I'm not mad at PC gamers. I'm not mad at PC gamers that they're going to get the new New Zealand map on December 10th. I think that's great, and I'm glad you guys are going to get it and be able to enjoy it and play it. That doesn't mean I can't be pissed off as a console gamer that we're not going to get it until God knows when. They said early 2021. That could mean anything. You know, early 2021 could be January, could be March. Who knows? You know, and the thing that's upsetting about it is that they keep saying that they're not going to do this again. When SRP came out, we got it 2 months after PC did. And they even admitted that it was their fault. It was not console. It was not on Sony. It was not on Microsoft. It, quite honestly, the game's been out for like 3 years now. By now, they should be used to working with Sony and Microsoft, and they should understand how it works. There's other games out there that are not AAA developers that release content the same time across all consoles. But again, this should never be a PC versus console debate. And the fact that PC gamers are really quick to attack console gamers, to say, well, that's what you get for buying a console, you should play PC. Look it, no matter how many times you tell me that is not going to make me go out and buy a PC and buy a computer desk and buy a computer chair and try to figure out where I'm going to put a computer in my house. It's just not going to happen. I'm not a PC gamer. I never have been. I probably never will be. Okay? And with that being said, again, I have nothing against PC gamers. We're all gamers. We're all in this together. We're all here to enjoy games. That's what it's about. Now, yeah, we got that out of the way, and I hope you all really understand what I'm saying with that. The fact of the matter is, as a content creator for this game on console, it's almost impossible to create content for the game anymore when they keep doing this. This is what happens. Let's say, okay, so the new DLC is going to hit PC on December 10th. Okay? Let's say, hypothetically, we get it on console January 20th. Okay? That's not a date. This is just hypothetical, okay? So now, between December 10th and whatever the release date is for PlayStation, I can't create content on this game because nobody's going to want to see me play on the old maps. That's just fact. Okay? And then, after we get it on console, it's hard for me to do content on the new stuff because everybody's already seen 2 months worth of it. They've seen every diamond. They've seen all the missions. They know every inch of the map. They know what all the animals look like. And nobody's going to be interested in watching it again because they've already seen it all. So, yeah, as a content creator, it's just very difficult. And EW doesn't seem too interested in communicating or being too involved with console content creators. And I mean, look, I get it. I get it. Like, I'm not trying to pretend that my channel is something that it's not. I don't have a big channel. You know, I'm not a Flinter. I'm never going to be a Flinter or a DD33. You know, hopefully one day, maybe. You know, but as of right now, I get it. Like, I don't get huge views. I don't get huge numbers, and that's all free advertising for them. I understand that. I do. But they have hardly no representation for the console community in their community. And again, I'm not trying to say it should be me. Okay, so before anybody, thinks that, like I'm trying to say, me, pick me, let me do it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they should choose somebody to kind of represent the console side. There are console content creators out there, and they never get the attention that the PC content creators get. You have to pretty much jump through hoops to even become a content creator through the official Hunter Discord, which I think is a little silly. I mean, we're playing their game. They should embrace anybody who is creating content on their game. And again, man, I say this because I love the game. I am passionate about this game. My channel was built on Farming Simulator and Call of the Wild. And honestly, I'm probably not going to be doing much Call of the Wild content anymore. Hopefully in 2021, maybe EW can change things, can turn things around where, they can figure out how to release content simultaneously. And if they do, I'll definitely get back into it, and I'll definitely create content on it again. But as of right now, the way they release content on console, by the time we get it, we're just irrelevant. And I mean, honestly, I get decent views on my SnowRunner and my racing videos. And, I don't really need to do Call of the Wild. It's just, I truly do love the game, and I want to see this game be the best game it can be. I've said this many times. I've talked about things that I want to see in the game. Am I impressed with the new reserve? Honestly, not really. I think they could have done better, but it is what it is. There's other things I would rather see come to the game. Again, I would like to see the levels taken away. I would like to see the whole medal system with diamonds and golds taken away. I think with True Racks and the new scoring, the scoring 2.0, I just think it's not needed. I would like to see this game become more of the game that Classic is. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I truly wish that that's what they would do. I mean, photo mode, character customization, clothes that actually make a difference when you're hunting. I mean, it is a hunting game after all. These are all things that I would love to see out of the game. Loadouts. Please, loadouts. Like, I don't know. These are just things I would like to see come to the game. But anyway, guys, that explains the title of the video. It's just I don't feel that I will be doing a lot of content with this game anymore. I still think it's a great game to stream, and when I get back into streaming, I'm definitely going to be streaming Call of the Wild. But as for content creation, I just don't feel it's in the cards right now. It's just not productive for my channel. And it's really sad because I really do love the game, but just the way it is right now with how they release the content, it's just pointless. It's just pointless. I'm not going to get the views, and I could be spending that time playing other games and putting other content on the channel that may get views. You don't know unless you try. And I know Huntsman, he feels the same way. So in the next half of this video is going to be me and him just kind of talking about EW and being content creators and how difficult it is and things we want to see change and stuff. So I really hope you guys take this video in the vein that it is. I'm not bashing anything. I'm not against PC gamers. It's not about that. It has nothing to do with PC side of it. It all has to do with the console side of it. That we're customers just like PC gamers are. We pay the same amount for the game. We pay for the DLCs. And honestly, we don't even get deals on the game or the DLCs. Like on console, we never get deals. You know, they never put DLCs on sale or anything like that. So we're always paying the full price, which is very fair price. Like I don't have an issue with the price either. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Like I said, I'm expecting I'm going to get a lot of negative comments on the video. And you know what? That's okay. The only thing I ask is you guys keep it civil. Don't get, don't get rude. I know there's a lot of white knights out there that are going to come to the aid of EW. But you know what? I've been defending EW for a very long time now. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. So without further ado, let's get on with the second half of the video, shall we?
Tracking my red deer.
All right, so we're back with Huntsman, and I feel like we just need to have a little bit of discussion about EW and, you know, how they treat the console players, and more importantly, the content creators.
Yup. Do you want to start off, or should I?
No, go ahead, man. I already have an intro kind of telling how I feel. What are your thoughts about it?
It's really a pain when console content creators like me, like I literally built my channel on Call of the Wild, and you have other YouTubers like Haunter Call of the Wild. His name, for God's sake, people. And it's just when we can't produce content, when people like Flinter and Zaggy, they get to post on the 10th, and we have to wait for so long. Nobody wants to watch our content because it's old by that point. Nobody's like, oh, well, I've already seen this. It's really just sucks. And it just comes down to, where is our benefit from this? Where do we gain? We don't, because it doesn't help us in any way, shape, or form. And I think it's the biggest fact that EW doesn't seem to try to work with console content creators or anything. They don't take their time to be like, oh, well, we can do this solution. We can try to release, like, hold off PC when we're ready for console to come out. No, throw out PC first, and the excuse was so they can fix bugs. Look at what happened when the SRP came out. We waited 2 months. Get it on console, and Mule Deer were broke first thing, right out of the gate.
Yeah, and let me just kind of throw in there with that. If they test it, are you telling me that their testers never seen a level 6 or level 7 Mule Deer? That's kind of hard to believe when the whole community was finding level 6 and level 7 Mule Deer. It wasn't like a very isolated bug. It was huge. Like, everybody was finding them. So how did their testers not find these bugs? I don't understand.
I think a big part of that is I don't know, and they really should make this a point to say, if they have console testers or not. Do you have somebody on PlayStation that tests your game? Do you have people on Xbox? Or is it just for PC? And what happens in the time the beta goes to a live game? When you see the beta doing just fine, everything on the beta is right, or Mule Deer aren't broke, to being like, okay, let's change this and send it out, and Mule Deer are broke. I don't know. I know stuff happens with the coding, but maybe doing, instead of just one beta, putting out 1 or 2 betas before actually opening it to a live game.
Well, another point is that when TK did the live stream, he even seen that there were more Diamond Mule Deer than there should have been. And when they released it, they never fixed it. They just, like, ignored it. And even he noticed it.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like, I don't know, I could be wrong. But because they want to get released for console, there was no beta for it. None at all.
Well,
none to test. Hey, did we fix this error? Nah, it'll be fine. Send it out.
I think the issue is that console players do get a little upset when they see the computer guys getting the betas. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because they get it for a whole weekend, and it's usually like a couple days before they release it is when they do the beta anyway. So I think
Hmm.
the console guys kind of feel left out there. Honestly, the beta testing doesn't bother me as much. Like, I get that. But it's when people think that the PC guys are making like these DLCs super playable for us console guys, and then when we get the DLC 2 months later, it's still broke. It's not fixed, so it didn't accomplish anything. By releasing it later for us, it doesn't get fixed for us.
Yep.
That's a huge misconception by the PC players, is that they think that when we get the product, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, and that's just not how it is.
Yep. And I don't know. Like I said, this could be a thing that's out of their reach, but having people test on console or not, having people test, hey, should we maybe try to see if this works on console like it does on PC? I don't know. They could, and they just don't tell us, but letting us know information like that would be super helpful in the long run.
Well, like another thing, they keep saying that they're such a small team, but yet today, the product owner was this Sacha dude, not even Phil. They said Phil's on leave, so there's two product owners for the game. Like, I just literally seen this guy today. Who the hell was this guy? Like, we didn't know who he was. You know what I mean? So when they say that it's a small team, how small of a team is it? Like, what are they exactly saying? Because Saber Interactive, they're the guys who bring out SnowRunner. They're a small team, and they came out and said that they have 100 people working on SnowRunner. So how small is small for EW? These are things that they never tell us.
Yeah. And I definitely think a step EW could do when this happens is maybe picking people, maybe coming up with a solution. I don't know. They haven't. You're pretty good sized for Call of the Wild content creators. You're one of the bigger console content creators
Sadly.
that I know of. Yeah. But maybe something that they could do for that is maybe talk to you, come up with a solution, and have they?
Well, that's the problem. They treat console content creators like we don't exist. We're
Yep,
not even
that is
like
a
on their radar.
process. Nope. And I'm fully expecting to see several people from communities, PC players, mainly coming here talking about how it's out of EW's reach, we're just complaining, and I'm fully expecting that. And all I can say is, what would happen to you guys if console got it 2 months before you did? How
Oh,
would you guys feel?
see they try to act
And
like that
whenever,
they'd be livid. They would be livid.
yeah, and it's one of the things, and you guys act like, well, that wouldn't happen because it's so much easier because, well, all you have to do on Steam is go and press enter. What if something happened that they couldn't do it? It's always the reaction I see is something with
Well,
Steam that
from
Steam
my
has.
point of view is that the developers are always saying, "Oh, it just breaks their heart that they can't do it," and blah blah blah. But yet they won't delay the release for PC players because they don't want the PC players mad at them. What if they said to the PC players, you know what? Just so we make it fair, we're not going to release this on December 3rd or December 10th. We're going to wait until the console release gets announced, and then we're going to release it all together. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we think that it would be better that way to make everybody happy. The PC community would go nuts. They would be livid. They would be beside themselves.
Hmm. I know it's like talking about how they have to make money and stuff. I get that. I 100% get that you guys have to make money. But at the same time, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe reaching a solution. I get releasing it on PC. You guys get that, yeah, this and that. But it sucks when I go to post, let's say, suffrage piece. Me and suffrage piece. It didn't do good, whereas other content did. And I talked to several people after that about why, and most of the answers were, well, I have already seen this on other people's YouTube channels. And that sucks.
Exactly.
And I've tried. talking to other people like, hey, can maybe we can talk to EW, see if it's a issue with Microsoft and Sony, and this and that. And it's the same thing. Everything is the same time. It's out of EW's control, this and that. I'm like, that's why we need to get control. We need to get control of the situation.
See, a kind of point about that I don't understand is that, like, SnowRunner, for example. I keep going back to SnowRunner because that's a game that's on PC and console, and they're a small developer. Yes, they do beta testing on PC, and the PC guys, they get the beta testing before console. But they always make sure that when the next phase comes out, we all get it at the same time. So what I don't understand, how can they do it, but EW can't do it? Like, when it comes to EW, it's always Sony and Microsoft's fault, but yet Farming Simulator, SnowRunner, Train Sim World 2, they all released the DLCs at the same time. Now, you have a game like Fishing Planet, they released DLCs, but they said right from the start, hey, look it, we're not going to release the DLC simultaneously. PC will get it first, console will get it later, and then the community in Fishing Planet is fine with that because they were upfront about it, and they said, look it, we can't do it, it's not going to happen, and so it's fine. EW, they have said multiple times that this isn't going to happen again.
Yeah, and it's like, well, guess what, guys? It happened again. We're sorry. We're trying. It's like,
right.
And I saw so many replies when they posted this on Twitter from console creators, like not even console creators, console people. Just be upfront about it.
Exactly.
If you know that you're not gonna be able to get on time, just come out and say it. It makes it a whole lot better.
When did the game come out? How long has this game been out now?
Oh, 2017.
2017?
Let's see, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020.
So it's going on 4 years next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so at this point, you should know how to work with the console, with Sony and Microsoft. At this point, you should be able to do it. And if you still can't, then you need to just tell the community, look it, we try and we try and we try, and it just doesn't work. So here's the deal. Console players, you're never going to get the content out simultaneously. Sometimes maybe you will, but other times you're not going to. Just be upfront about it. Instead of sitting there saying, okay, like SRP, they said, this will be the last time this happens. They said, we're sorry. They said, it sucks. They said, but they said, after this, they said, we're going to work really hard to get everything else simultaneously. And the very next DLC they drop, we're getting it sometime next year. They didn't even say when. They just said early. They didn't say it would be in January. I mean, early next year could be January, February, March. It could be April. They didn't say when.
Yep. And I think another big point to go back to is how much goes into the maps that need to run by Sony. Like, how much goes, like, I know it's a big map, I know it costs more and stuff like that. But how much is it to where we have to run this through Microsoft and Sony and it takes forever? Whereas European Rabbits, it was a simultaneously throwed out update. Everybody got that.
And they were broke. Right? And they were broke. So why the hell did Sony and Microsoft pass it when they were broke? What are they passing? I don't understand what it is that they need to pass.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like we're expecting EW to like to see us be like, oh, we saw this and I'm not expecting that in the absolute slightest. I really just don't think that they're gonna care about this one bit.
No, not at all.
This is just we're just doing this to get the community's attention more than anything, and I'm fully expecting backlash for it. Like I said, I did a video a while back. Shred remembers this. A lot of people probably remember this, where I was one telling people to give EW a bit of slack. I know coronavirus, this and that and stuff, but come on, man. Like, it's really hard to try and help you out when it's just this constantly.
Yeah, I mean, you can go on my Discord, you can look at my past videos. I have never really bashed EW for anything. I've always been someone that's been, benefit of the doubt. I think I always thought that they were really trying their best. But I mean, after so many times that they promised to change things, and it's always the console community, and they never give anything. Okay, for example, the Saseka Safari Lodge came out, and we didn't get it for like what 2 or 3 months after the release of it, and they had like this big contest on their Discord of like the best what your lodge looks like and this and that, and they said, well, PS4 isn't included because it's not out yet, but they said as soon as it hits the PS4, we'll do a separate one for them, and they never did. They never did anything for us after that, and I, you know, I don't think any of us wanted our own special contest. We wanted to be included in the community. That's the point. And another thing I kind of want to touch on is that I really hate when people act like, well, you should be thankful that this game is on console. Look I'm not thankful this game is on console because it's not like this game was released on PC and then console guys begged for it so much we made them make it for console. This game was always meant to be on console and PC. That's how EW released it. That was always the plan. So if they can't figure it out, that's not my fault because I play on console. It's their fault that they don't know how to make a console game. And like I said, I'm not trying to bash EW because I've always felt that they were pretty good devs. But I mean, as of lately, they've been very strange. TK hasn't been around for months. Phil is on leave. They're showing these new people that we don't know who they are. We haven't actually heard anything from them in over a month. They have Jaxie Beard on their live streams, and he can't answer any questions because he's not an employee. The whole thing has just been kind of strange lately, if you ask me.
And people wonder why he can't ask questions. It's because he legally can't. If it goes against his contract and stuff if he's like says anything. And it's hard for him to answer those questions when he doesn't know the answer, and everybody's like, "Oh, Jaxie Beard this, Jaxie Beard." It's not. I'm gonna say this because I've played games and I've talked to Jaxie Beard. Like, he's not a bad dude. Like, he's a really awesome dude, and I know he's trying. So, when people are trying to bash him along with EW, that is just a load of bull, man.
Well, I feel EW kind of put him in a difficult situation.
Yeah. 100%.
Because he's not a developer, he doesn't work with them, so he really can't ask a lot of the questions that we know people want to know about bug fixes and they want to know about new content, and that's kind of the point of the live streams, and so they're putting him in a situation where he can't say anything because he doesn't know anything, he doesn't work for them.
Yeah, and at the same time, I do know he volunteered for it. Like, he obviously didn't. They didn't be like, "Hey, you're gonna do this and that." He volunteered for it, but I don't know if exactly, like, they didn't really make it as fair. Like, they just kind of, I know he went to training for it. I did hear about that, like, he did training for it and stuff. But at the same time, let him know about bug fixes. Let him assure people about what's going to happen.
Well, here's another thing too. I mean, look at it this way. Imagine being a content creator, right? And I mean, Jaxie Beard, he's quite a popular content creator. I'm not taking that away from him. But imagine being him and then getting thrown into it and showing off new DLC and it's broke. It's completely broke.
Yeah, and then it's like, you've really put him into a rough situation by doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the same with TK. Like, TK streams the game. TK is community manager. And we're not saying that EW forced him to do this. They did volunteer for it. But when they're put in these awkward situations, it does come back on them as well, not just EW. And I don't think people realize that. It's like, it's not Jaxie Beard or TK's fault. They're not really employees for EW. They stream for them.
No, TK is.
Yeah, but, like, TK doesn't, like, I know he streams them, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't, like, help work on bug fixes or anything.
No, but he's the community manager. He's one of the community managers. All of the hate mail and all of the nasty Facebook stuff, he goes through all of that. That's his job.
Yeah, and but like, it's
how would you like that job?
I see people I see people on Facebook being like, talking about how TK this, TK that. It's like, it's not TK's fault the game's broke. It's not Jaxie Beer's that the game's broke. It's not their fault. Like, oh, Jaxie Bear and TK, they didn't yada yada this and that with Roe Deer and Moose, and people get mad when Roe Deer and Moose are broken. And I'm not trying to take this away. It just when people play betas and stuff, they go like Silver Ridge Peaks. I believe that's when Moose and Roe Deer scoring was broken. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Moose and Roe Deer are not on that map.
Right.
Why would people go hunt Moose and Roe Deer in the beta when they could be playing the new map? That was the whole point.
Well, actually, I think that's a good thing because what happens is when they add something new, it could break something old. And I feel that a lot of time with the beta, people don't play the old maps. They focus so much on the new stuff. And then when it gets released, the old stuff wasn't tested, and that's when you find out things on the old maps got broken.
Yeah. It's like I feel like people whenever they do beta, that's the point of these betas is to go through not it's of course it's to go through new stuff. But I'm not saying PC guys, you're not doing it right, you need to do this and that. No, I'm just saying check the other stuff in the game. Like when Moose or Roe Deer are bugged out now, when the next beta rolls around, go and make sure that they're fixed. And check out kind of other species as well, because we don't want like to have this map thrown out and blah, 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 mallards be broke. Let's just say that. Just go through and make sure everything's fine with the beta and stuff. And if there's something console can do, like I'm not saying like, oh well, we're gonna tell you guys to do this and that, we're gonna lay back. No, if there is something we can do, let us know. Because we want to play the game how it's supposed to be. We won't want to wait. If there's something we can do, like with betas or something, if there's something you guys can set up, 100% I'd be down for that. Any day. And it's just when we're constantly left out of the loop, people laugh at us. It's just console's complaining again.
Yeah.
People wouldn't be upset if, one, they kind of kept us in with everybody else. Like, you know, hey, we're going to have this. Is there something, like, maybe we can come to this and this terms. We wouldn't be upset because that's EW trying. And I know EW doesn't, people say EW doesn't have to try. They don't. Like, they could just go through and get money. But this, I definitely feel like this is something like, what's the thing they're doing right now? Not EW, but other people are in the community.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's community something.
Oh, the thing that Zaggy and that other dude are doing?
Yeah, Andy Willis.
Yeah.
What are they doing? What's it called?
I forgot what it's called.
It's community
Basically,
something, okay.
basically they're going to get everybody in the community together, and they're going to like report, I guess, like things they find, and then try to report it back to EW or something like that. That's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah, and I know like people were like laughing at that, like that's a joke. That's a good idea. I'm saying that is a great idea. To let EW know this.
The
like,
problem
hey,
is
we're trying here, and this is what we're showing you. This was broke. Can you help us? It's like if EW could like team be like, yeah, sure, we can work on this, and then they actually work on it. It'd be great.
There needs to be more unity between gamers. Like, we're all gamers. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't love the game. I like the game. I enjoy playing the game. I like doing content on the game, but they're not making it the easiest thing to do, and that's why we're frustrated. It's like, I want to make content on the game. I really do. But it's like you said, nobody's going to watch content when we get it 2 or 3 months after PC, and you've seen everything you can possibly see on it. And then, honestly, like, I don't even feel motivated to make content on the game because you've seen every diamond, you've seen every animal, you've seen all the missions, you've seen every part of the map. Like, what can I possibly give you to see that you haven't already seen?
Yeah, and it's like, also with that motivation, you're losing the motivation because you know that it's not gonna turn out good. You know you're not gonna get this amount of views as you would a farming sim or a SnowRunner video.
Absolutely.
And it's just, when that happens, it really just is like, I've said this a lot, it sucks. And kind of as a summary of what I said, one, talk with us more. Tell us what we can do, how we can help. second off, it was what was it about? God, I done forgot because I started talking again. Two, yeah, like you said, unity amongst the gamers. We don't need to fight like dogs, people. It's not. I'm putting this in weird terms. It's not like there has to be discrimination because someone plays on Xbox and they're on PC and people are like, oh, I'll just go buy a PC. I definitely feel like that just sucks. And it's when you see somebody be like, oh, well, just go buy a PC. Well, they probably can't, first off. That's one thing. People can't just go out and just buy a PC. I know some people can, but a lot of people can't. And when they have the game, like, imagine, like, someone like me talking to my parents, like, hey, I have the 100 Call of the Wild for Xbox, but can I buy a PC to play it on?
Yeah.
You want to buy something else to play the same game on? It's like explaining that it just sucks.
Well, the DLCs come out earlier on PC, so I should buy $1,000 PC for an $8 DLC.
Yeah.
You know, and that's basically what it boils down to, because I know a lot of people that play this on PC, and they say that you need a very powerful PC to play this game to have it look good.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to play this game on a cheap Walmart PC, and it's going to look good. It's not.
And I think number 3, going back to what it is just be upfront with us. Don't say, we're trying really, like, we're gonna next release. Just be honest. If, like, you know that its maps aren't gonna come out at the same time, just be like, well, this is how it's gonna be. Like, we can't. Just be upfront with us. Don't be like, well, it's gonna come out the 10th, for PC, and it's gonna come out, early 2021 for consoles. Like, why did a couple months ago you said that you were gonna try to have releases on the same day? And then you're like, oh, well, we're gonna keep trying. Like, no, just be honest with us. If you can't do it, you can't do it. That is the simple fact. Just say it. And when you release Silver Age Peaks, I know I keep going back to that, but it's another good example. You released it in June, what was it, 26th? For PC?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, for PC, and you said console would be coming out July 13th. And I know a couple people were frustrated by that, like, oh, we have to wait 2 weeks for it to come out, but that wasn't a long date. On July the 7th or 8th, maybe, they said it was coming out in August.
Yeah.
What the heck? Like, what happened? Like, just be like, console's taking a little bit longer, we'll let you know when we have a good release date. That would work. I'm just saying, and then letting us know, and it comes out the day. Don't be like, oh, well, it's going to come out the 13th.
But then the worst thing about that is after they said that, they were like, you know what, we're sorry, we feel terrible about that, this is not going to happen again. They said, we promise you that from now on, we're going to try to get these out simultaneously, and they have in the past. They have done DLC releases in the past simultaneously. So, you know, my thing is that don't promise something that you can't deliver on. If you can't do it, that's fine with me. But don't tell us you can do it. Just be upfront and honest and say, look, we've been doing this game for like 3 years now. We just can't get it. We can't figure out how to do the console releases. So console players, you'll get it when you get it. Just be upfront and honest. That's kind of all I want.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I want, and I think we're gonna start probably wrapping this video up because I don't want to be too long. But basically, you know, like, I don't have anything against PC gamers. If you play on PC, fine. Like, I don't have a problem with you. Why does it have to be where every time we get a delay, we have to get, like, attacked by the PC gamers and, you know, treated like we're second-rate citizens because we play on console? Like, again, it was EW's decision to put this game on console and PC. I didn't sign a petition asking for this game to be on console. It's something that EW, they decided to make it. So, you know, don't, like, blame me because I have a console. Blame EW because after 3 years, they still cannot figure out how to do this. It's not our fault.
And another thing, I think this is going to be my last bit for the video. if this somehow does, somebody, like, this gets talked about in the community enough, somehow, by some miracle, to make it to somebody from EW, work with us. Just, like, Shredhead Gaming, Hunter Call the Wild, they're pretty, like, they're, like, the more sizable content creators, on console for this game. Talk to them. Be like, hey, is there something, like, yeah, talk, and set something up. That is the best option here. So then they can be like, because like we said, for some reason, PC and console groups don't get along. They feel segregated, discriminated, like, against each other. And it's more of when they hear a console person be like, hey, Willie W's doing this and that. It helps eases the community a bit than a PC player doing it. It's like, well, you already get the release on time. But when a console player is kind of doing it, it kind of eases it a little bit. So just talk to console community creators. And if you want to know some and you don't know some, let me or Shred know. We know a lot of community content creators that go on this game. We'll give you a list of people to talk to. I think that'd be fair.
Yeah, just like, I mean, just understand that us console players, we love the game just as much as the PC community does. You know, we spend the same amount of money on the game as you guys do, and it's just about having fun and enjoying the game. And I mean, honestly, it shouldn't be this back and forth where, well, that's what you get for playing on console. No, that's not what you get for playing on console, because other games release DLC just fine. And again, like I said, like me and you were talking before we started recording, maybe if I was just playing the game and I wasn't a content creator, it would just be a frustrating annoyance. But since I'm a content creator, it just makes it really hard on me and you to create content on the game when we don't get the new content. By the time the content comes out for us, nobody wants to see it. And so how are we supposed to create content on this game when we don't get none of the new stuff? It's frustrating, and I just wish EW would take console players and console content creators a little more seriously than they do.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so I think we've said our piece. I think that's where we're going to wrap up this video today, guys. Me and Huntsman here will probably still chat after the video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't get too pissed off at the stuff we said, because we really do like the game, and we're not trying to be assholes. We're really not.
And it's like, if we didn't like the game and we're bashing EW, I wouldn't have built my channel on it. Like,
exactly.
Playing Call of the Wild and having a game like that I like, that was the whole reason for me wanting to do YouTube. Was to post games that I like. I wouldn't just play a game and be like, oh, I'm just going to do this. I want to build a channel just so I can get money. No. Heck with that. I just want to have fun with the game. I just want to have fun, and I want to work something out that we can all get to.
Yeah, I think we want the same content everybody else gets, and we want to be taken seriously in the community, and not be treated like, we're kind of second-rate citizens because we play on console. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap the video up. And again, if you guys liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. It doesn't really matter. Feel free to have a discussion in the comments. All I ask you is to try to keep it civil. And, yeah, I'll see you next time.